but it's who I am.
It's been 2 weeks since that night left actor Jussie Smollett bruised but not broken, and he's still processing the raw emotions.
He said, this MAGA country punches me right in the face. And that says a lot about the place that we are in our country right now. The fact that we have these fear mongrels, these people that are trying to separate us. And
Have you ever been threatened before?
yeah, I get threatened all the time on.
You all lying!
I'll tell you, that was a decent act. I'll tell you that. Okay, friends, welcome to Luke and Live. You here with Pastor James Devallon. I got a good one for you. Do you remember the story of Jussie Smollett? Smollett. Okay. Jussie Smollett, as we all know now, was not telling the truth. He was definitely caught for it and exposed to be a narcissistic storyteller. Okay, let's do this. The brothers who were part of the Jussie Smollett scam or hoax came out on Fox Nation and put out this video. I could not believe these men just came out and actually tell everything, which we know it to be true, but it's good to hear it from their perspective as well. So I'm going to put a link to this video in the description below, and also check out what else we got going on this channel. This tells you everything you need to know. And I think as people, politicians, and just everyone, we need to ask a lot more questions when we hear stories of people being a victim about a particular thing. We need to be, at least we need to be open-minded, but we shouldn't be so gullible to accept everything as facts, because these men are going to tell you exactly what they did with the cooperation with Jussie Smollett. This is all planned out. Now, take a listen to this, friends.
We were the ones that did it.
Yeah, it was us.
Extra with an exclusive first look at Jussie Smollett, Anatomy of a Hoax.
It was a crazy scene that Jussie put on. He even said,
I would not be my mother's son if I was capable of one drop of what I have been accused of.
I'm like, dang, you ain't your mother's son, buddy. Because this dude
Better get that birth certificate.
right.
And a new interview with Bola and Ola Osundaro's attorney, Gloria Rodriguez. Why did they agree to carry out this attack for Jussie in the first place?
Jussie was their friend, and they didn't want to betray their friend. And so at the end of the day, it was their trust that was taken advantage of.
I was down to do it because if we do this for him, he could probably help us out with our careers.
Jussie was someone who could really help their career. And beyond that, he was their friend. The documentary goes into great lengths about their feelings and how they felt when Jussie asked them to beat him up.
Hitting Fox Nation March 13th, the series goes into timeline detail about the attack and how Jussie choreographed the whole thing like a script that he was directing.
I can't believe this, man. You're talking about narcissistic. We're talking about victimhood. You're talking about racist. Because you got to be motivated by racism to do something like this in the hope of making white people or, MAGA voters look bad. Your hatred toward Trump derangement syndrome. This is a perfect example of what that is. But I'm guessing we live in a culture today, the more of a victim you are, the more famous you become. So it's very obvious that Jussie was taking advantage of that.
And the brothers take us back to the scene.
This is where we waited for Jussie to come before we attacked him. After I threw him to the ground, I used my knuckle and gave him a noogie to give him a mark, to make it look real.
That's where I came around with the bleach, the infamous bleach in the hot sauce bottle.
I can't believe people actually believe this. So many people came out, sympathized with Jussie. Steve Harvey, Kamala Harris, even, what's her name? Michelle Obama. Yeah, it's like all these people came out and say, man, look what they done to the man. But it's like, he was lying. Wow, that is a pathological liar. Oh my goodness. Why would you do that? Are you this desperate for attention?
The original plan Jussie had was for one of the brothers to douse him with gasoline. And then I believe it was Ola who said, no, I'm not doing that. I'll do bleach instead. Why the stipulation? Why is one better than the other?
That's something that they also go into in the documentary, but their ultimate decision to participate in this is very contradictory to who they are as individuals. They would never, ever be involved in a hate crime like that.
What tips me off to the narcissism is when he's looking at Robin Robertson, he says,
And I want a little gay boy who might watch this to see that I fought back.
I mean, what?
Unbelievable. Oh my Lord, look what our culture has done. I don't blame Justice for this. I blame our culture who likes to put a value and a price on people who are victim. And this is not to say there are not true victims out there who've been through serious and hardcore issues and very difficult life experiences. People like that I sympathize with. But what our culture is doing is literally deifying and putting on a pedestal individuals in this country just because they've had something happen to them. This is what motivated the man. Even though he's rich, he's got money, he's gay, he's black. I mean, come on now. It doesn't get any better than this. And yet, you still felt the need to do that? That was just crazy to me. But again, this is our fault. This is our fault. We've done this. We become so narcissistic, compassionate. We become the kind of people today who like to show so much sympathy to people who are in need, or people who are trans, or people who are gay, people who's been sexually abused. And we should have love and compassion for these people. Don't get me wrong, I'm a Christian. But I think what's going on here, this is being hijacked. We're being taken advantage of in this in the Americas. I mean, we've accepted so much. Now we are accepting too much. And this is killing us as a people. And it's sad to watch. And this is why Jussie did this, because he knows it works.
Delusions of grandeur, right? I mean, he is creating this entire fantasy where he is the hero in it.
The 5th episode of the documentary takes a deep dive into that very issue, Billy, and it's like cringeworthy.
When he first had told me about it, I was the only one in the car with him. I didn't know what to feel. I was flustered. I was like, wait, damn, is this doing the right thing if I agreed to it?
That's doing a friend a solid. It's unfortunate that they couldn't see far enough down the road that you're also throwing a nation into turmoil.
The layers of so many different issues, politics and social, race, all of this power dynamic just kind of blowing up in a time in America where we're already so divided and there are already so many issues.
I remember the detective that put that footage together. We all both thinking, that don't look like two white guys walking down the street.
We was in character.
And you see, that's what I meant earlier by the racism that's behind this, because this was done in the hope to frame white people, to frame Trump voters, the mega country. Like, you serious? Like, that's the racism, though. That's the racism right there. You know, we like to talk about how white people are racist as blacks, but black people, we are so racist. So I mean, I don't want to say we, because I'm not in that class. Listen, man, don't put me in that class. Some of yous are so racist, and y'all need to stop. I got some of your emails. I read some of your comments. The black folks in these videos, when I call them out on their racism, y'all bitter, y'all angry, and you need to check your heart. You need to check your heart while you hate another individual because of the color of their skin. And don't you dare tell me because of the history of racism. You are not the one that did this to. And the one who did it to you are not alive today. So does it mean we can't feel some type of way? Yes, we can. But this doesn't give you the license to mistreat a current white person today who's done you no wrong just because of the color of their skin. Don't you know that we are all brothers and sisters in the Lord? Don't you know we ought to be each other's keeper? We have one father, one race, but we are letting this nation and these ideologies divide us, and we fall for it. And this is what motivated Jessie, man. Jussie Smollett, that's a racist fella.
The whole time.
So you think you guys are believable white supremacists?
I think these guys are not, I'm not going to give them a pass either, but at least they came out and be honest about it, right? But they're just as guilty for playing along with this thing, all right? They're just as guilty because you should have been like, yo, I ain't doing that. You should have at least some level of integrity to say, no, some of these people are doing this, they know it's wrong. And you should not have participated in Jussie Smollett narcissistic racist approach toward anybody.
100%.
Do they feel a sense of remorse now? Did they then?
As soon as this had taken the circus status that it did, they immediately felt remorseful.
Jussie has always maintained his innocence.
I am not suicide!
Yo, he's ridiculous. I could not believe he had the guts to keep pushing on this narrative. And his brothers and so on went and apologized. Family members stood by him. And I'm like, yo, he's lying. I know you love your family, but your brother is lying. Everybody knows it. But you. Oh, you just don't want to know it. But the thing is, this was sad. This tells us a lot about our condition as a nation. This tells us a lot about the way we treat people who are lying and deceiving us. This tells us a lot that we are lacking wisdom, we're lacking discernment, we're not doing it, we're not investigating, we are too emotionally driven as a culture, we're not asking the difficult questions. And let me tell you something, this is not a good thing. This is not a good thing. This is becoming a mean through which we be in control. Because we Americans, we are so accepting on people. We have some compassion on people. As a result of that, people like this take advantage of this. And they get rich. They become famous. Their names even grow tremendously. That's just crazy to me.
I know, and I am innocent!
And last week, his attorneys filed an appeal challenging the hate crime hoax conviction. Did Jussie reveal an intent to the brothers as to why he wanted to do this?
You know, that is the $1 million question.
Give me the $1 million answer, Gloria, because I've got to know. This thing has been troubling me for 2 years.
I know. And the $1 million answer will come from Ola and Bola Oshundairo on the documentary.
Go get the documentary. Exactly. This is a shame. This is a shame. I'm done. We got to do better as a people, man. I don't know how we're going to fix this because we tolerate too much nonsense. This is not good. We are too easily manipulated. We are being taken advantage of. We are being controlled. I did a video recently about these women who couldn't even say what a woman is. They were so terrified and afraid. And what their issue was, I don't want to hurt anybody. You see, the thing is, we got to stop doing that. And that's not what love looks like. That's not what love looks like. I have a video of a grandmother who did this thing right to a daughter of hers. And I'm going to share that video with you sometime tonight. But the thing is, this is not what love looks like, guys. Don't be confused. Satan is a master deceiver, and he is deceiving the race, man. He's deceiving the race, and he's deceiving the race with love and compassion, as they like to refer to that, of course. But I don't think that's what it is. It's just pure deception. And Jussie was just a mean to an end when it comes to that. But here we are today. The Bible tells us in verse 16 of Exodus 20, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Powerful. In other words, stop lying. Somebody said stop lying. Stop lying. Tell the truth. Shame the devil. There's one thing God hates the most in the Bible. You will find that he just hates a lying tongue. God has no respect for liars. Actually, in the scripture, it is so condemned. The Bible speaks about the 7 things that the Lord hate. 7 things that the Lord hate. Let me get that for you right now. Okay, it's chapter 6. These 6 things that the Lord hates, 7 of them are an abomination unto him. A proud look and a lying tongue. You sit there on national television, you lie, you lie, you lie, you lie, you lie, you lie. Shame on you for doing that. Deceiving people, misleading people. You see, a man that bears false witness against his neighbor is a mule and a sword and a sharp arrow. That's the problem. And we need to stop being sympathetic to people who are doing that. Anyway, friends, comment below. Share your thought and perspective with me. Link in the description below. Until next time, and as always, remember to look unto Jesus and to live by faith. Have a good one. Bye.